Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Barbie Dolls of the Week. This week I've got four dolls that I want to talk about, and they're sort of an assortment, some from the 90s, one from I believe 1980, and one from the 2000s. So let's start with the newest one, and that is this one which is called Sydney Opera House from the Dolls of the World Landmark Collection. Now, I didn't get a lot of those. In fact, I think this is the only one. I think there were three. There was this, there was an Eiffel Tower, and there was a Statue of Liberty one, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then, but anyway, this one is the one of those three that I liked the best, and I got a good deal when it went on sale on Barbie Collector. So here's the doll. Um, it's the famous Sydney Opera House building um, that you see sort of mirrored in her gown or outfit. I guess it's a gown. One thing I'm not the fondest of on this doll is her very stiff hair, but maybe they thought that it looked good with the, this outfit or this overall look. And also, I'm trying to see if it says on here who the designer was. I'm not seeing it. But they do mention following Big Ben, the Eiffel Tower, and the Statue of Liberty. So actually, there was another one, Big Ben. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I don't see who the designer was. But I really liked this one the best of the ones that I saw. I love that overall fan kind of look to her gown that goes along, obviously, with the building that's pictured. If I can get the glare off of it here, they're in Sydney, Australia. So, and the blue is very striking on the bottom half, I think, of this gown. It's a nice slit in the dress there in the lower half of the legs. And she's got a cool little clutch purse that's kind of hard to see. There it is. And it too kind of mirrors that same look. It's got those fan like objects on it, and it's metallic looking, a silvery metallic. Her shoes, which I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see very well. Let me try and turn it again to get the glare off. Um, you can kind of see them better in this picture, even though that's a drawing. That's what they look like. They're really cool looking shoes, I must say, from what I can see. And of course, this is a clear box, so you see the whole doll, and I like that. That's nice. It's a really nice way to display them. You don't need a display case, I don't think, when they're in a case like this. So I've got her currently. By the way, I wanted to point out the new display I have behind me. This is an assortment of dolls, as you see, and I used to have the Simpsons Village there, but I switched it out and put these dolls here. Put the Simpsons Village where they used to be on top of a dresser is where they were. And there's a lot. You got a lot of the Barbie look dolls in the front, obviously. There's about 9 of them, I think. But there's a lot of different dolls behind that, most of which we have talked about in various Barbie Dolls of the Week videos. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one back on the corner here, just to set her there for a moment, and go on to the oldest doll, which is from, let me just double check the date, I believe it's 1980. Oh, actually, it is from 1980, but the box is dated 1979. I'm going to show you the back first. Yes, it's the first black Barbie, as far as the one called Black Barbie, I mean. And, she's in that red dress with the gold sort of applique at the top. This was certainly not my favorite dress or look, but I like this doll. By the way, the box when I got it was cut here, unfortunately. which is okay, but you know, somebody cut it at some point. But it's that kind of box where you can just slip the doll out, so I'm going to do that to give a better look of her. You know, and I also have the reproduction doll of this that they did during the anniversary. I'm going to scoot her head back gently and slightly so you can see her face better. I always thought this was a pretty doll, but, you know, I think that it wasn't my favorite outfit, to be honest. It's cool though. It's good for the time period. It did remind me of that time period. And you know, this reminds me of a necklace, especially in the drawing here. Let's look at that drawing again. Yeah, it just really looks like a necklace. And I actually liked the doll in the drawings hair a little bit better than this one, because this one, the hair is very tight. The curls are very tight to her hair, or to her head, I mean. And so probably somebody could, who feels more comfortable with it than maybe I would, uh, take that hair and sort of make it, you know, looser, softer. And, you know, it's probably partially smashed a little from just packaging and you know, the manufacturing process, I would guess. So I think it could look better like it does on the box. There's also, of course, the booklet. So let's take a quick look at that. It looks like, by the way, Golden Dream Barbie is on the cover there, which is nice. And you know, this is when they did, this was printed in Taiwan, by the way, from 1980. It says Mattel, 1980, Hawthorne, California, illustrations, and then it says printed in Taiwan, all rights reserved. So you got Miss Western Barbie here in the inside cover. In case, this just in case any of you haven't seen this. But I just thought this was so cool, the drawings that people did, or whoever did these drawings. Here, I'm going to show you some, a couple pages here. And, you know, there's Golden Dream Christie, and let me see who else is pictured here. Happy Birthday Barbie, My First Barbie. So all of those one, you know, from early 80 and 81, you know, that kind of, actually I meant to say 80 and 81, yeah. So, and then there's some Barbie Best Buys that are pictured, of some of which I definitely have. Like, for instance, this yellow one down here. I'm trying to get that where it's clear. Let me get this closer to the screen. Yeah, there we go. A little bit clearer, I hope. And the green one's kind of fun there at the end. I have that red and white one too. And then down here is this really colorful one. I have that one. It's not one of my favorites. Wait a minute. Pointing to the wrong one. This one. It's okay, that one, but it's just not one of my favorites. And then they have the Barbie Fashion Collectibles. And I have a couple of those. There's so many. Oh yeah, there's another one there. 1907. And then there's some Ken Fashion Favorites at the end, which I don't think I have any of those particular ones. But there were so many cool fashions back then. Like this one here, I don't think I have this one, the black and white one. That's really nice. I'd like to see that one. I'd like to have that one. Skipper fashions on the back, Barbie and Ken original. Here, let me show you some of these. I'm not so into the Skipper, so I'm not worried about her. But Barbie and Barbie and Ken designer originals, and then let's see here. Fashion favorites. I mean, there was just such an assortment you could get. And then down here, some more Ken some more Ken clothing. And then at the end is the Barbie and Ken wedding party fashions. So, I just love this. I think it's so cool. I'm starting a little collection of booklets, and I'm thinking I have this one in there already, but, you know, just from dolls that I've opened, or, you know, kept out of the box. And so, anyway, this is the Black Barbie from 1980, and you know, there had been other black dolls before then, obviously. For instance, Kara was one. But she was the first black Barbie, the one named Barbie. So, anyway, let me put her away and we will move on. We've got two more dolls to see, but I really wanted to spend a little bit of time on that one with that booklet, especially. I dropped something here. Let me get it. Okay, moving on. Now, these two dolls I got when they were originally out in the 90s. This one is from 95, it says on the box. And I had opened the bottom of the box, so I want to take her out and show you, but I got to fix her hair first. I think this doll is really a nice doll. The hair needs something. I see that it's got some flyaway going on, but it's a really pretty doll, and I really like the dress. And this is Crystal Splendor Barbie. She's from the 90s, like I said, 95, I believe I just said. And I love the look. The dress is a little big. You know, I'm not a fan of these huge dresses at the bottom. I mean, the big width here. But it is pretty, especially the top half. And I really always liked her face. I thought, you know, she almost has a bit of an Asian look to her, I thought, at the time. And still kind of do. But yeah, she's a gorgeous doll. And so underrated, I think. Here's a picture on the back, and one thing I want to point out, well, see if you guys notice anything different about this doll compared to the one that the actual doll that I just showed you. It's a different face. I mean, that's not the face of this doll, so I thought that was weird. They must have changed it at some point, or never used that one after the prototype. I don't know, if anybody knows anything about that, let me know. Oh, let me do this later. These things are not cooperating today. And then we have one more doll, and again, a gorgeous doll. This one I hadn't actually opened, but let me see if it would. I don't want to tear the box, but let's see if this would open pretty easily. This is Pink Inspiration Barbie, and here I got it open gently. So I'll go ahead and take her out too to show you. Maybe she'll cooperate going back easily. But it's just so much easier if they're out of the box to give you a much better and less glare view. Okay, she's got wonderful gloves. I love her hair. I love a good updo, and that is a good updo. This one was from 98. And by the way, here's the back of the box. This says, let me see what this says. Barbie excitedly opens the small, pretty envelope printed in the most delicate of letters. The card inside reads, "You're cordially invited to attend our annual celebration of the 28th of this month, Pink Inspiration Barbie." I'm just trying to think what they're talking about. I don't know. It doesn't really say what event they're talking about. You can happily attend the party, or if you regret that you cannot attend, you can send your RSVP. Interesting. So, blank box there, but I meant to hold this one up again. But let's look at this dress a little bit more. I like this feature in the back that's on her shoulder and then comes all the way across. That's a really cool material. And I like the sleekness of this dress with a little bit of, you know, flare going on here at the bottom. But it's not, you know, out the width of the box. So that's really beautiful. And even just looking at her face, it's a really pretty job they did on this. And of course I like the backdrop. It's so, you know, it's like a fancy event going on behind her and the backdrop they painted. So yeah, this is Pink Inspiration Barbie. I'm pretty sure I have another one of these that's maybe the black one. I'm pretty sure I do. But right now I'm not sure where it is. It's around here somewhere. You know how that is. Well, anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. Let's see if she is going to go back in pretty easily. Yes, she did go in pretty easily. So she gets the star tonight. Just a little bit at the ends being stubborn, but she went in a lot better than the other two. So, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate you guys and your subscribing and liking, and please feel free to share these videos as well. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.